Come, let us review forceful practice instructions and then meditate like a Jedi. We come to the second passage of the Cuckoo Song of Pure Presence or Awareness, composed many centuries ago by the great Buddhist reformer Vajra. Being here now is construct-free and shines out in forms always good. Here is wherever we are. And here is whatever we notice. Whether that which we notice is a sight, a sound, a sensation, a flavor, or a scent. Whether that which we notice is an emotion, an intention, a thought, a memory, or a fantasy. Now is this present moment, but it also includes our fantasies and our memories. Neither here nor now, ultimately, is an object of focus, where we fall into the duality of shoving at locations and reaching for locations and shoving at memories and shoving for fantasies and only lunacing now. Such concentration could so exhaust the front of our brain that we begin presenting with symptoms of depression, no less trigger our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression. So instead of relying on the front of our brain and abusing the front of our brain, let us passively cooperate with our autonomic nervous system, which is just a fancy term for our spinal cord. When we notice in harmony with our inhalation, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly, and when we relax in harmony with our exhalation, effortlessly, we will find that our amygdala calms and our anterior cingulate gyrus, the seat of empathy, is gently stimulated, helping us to be the people that our dogs already think we are. Being here now is construct-free. There is one moment, if you please. So we don't need to force anything. We don't need to actively push things away. We don't need to reach for things. If right now we are just cooking in our own juices, if we are just full of rage, if we are the Grinch incarnate, as we relax into our exhalation, all the grinchiness we noticed during our previous inhalation could feel fleetingly less stressful, less permanent, less defining, and even less tangible. This all happens automatically. We continue with the second couplet. And it shines out in all forms. It shines out in forms always, all good. And then to the right we see some Buddhist iconography of the All Good One, known in Sanskrit as Samantabhadra, Samantabhadri Karamamundara, and in Tibetan as Kuntu Zongpo, Kuntu Zongmo, Yabhyam, and in English quite simply as the All Good One Sporting and Tantric Union. The all good ones are simply a metaphor of self-perfection. In other words, we don't need to change our perceptions of sights, our perceptions, emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, or imaginings. All we need to do is passively notice them as we inhale and passively relax as we exhale. We're already wired to do that. So we don't even have to actively do that. We just have to get out of our own way. The most efficient way of doing that is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this every time we feel air enter our nostrils, and to silently and mentally recite the monosyllabic verb rest every time we feel air exit our nostrils. Thus, whatever we perceive benefits us. So let's take a really ugly, grotesque, visceral example. Let's pretend, heaven forfend, you are dying of a horrible disease. And you could cross your arms and you could scowl and say, see, that which I am perceiving is bad. It is bad. It's not good at all. Fuck you. Well, thank you for the fact. That was very nice. But so as we relax into our exhalation, whatever horrors, whatever nightmares, whatever horrendous things we noticed during our previous inhalation melt into the simplicity of the mental energy that seems to turn the wheels and gears of our metaphoric enlightenment machine, multiplying our peace, multiplying our love, multiplying our joy, multiplying our genius ability to go with the flow. And so there are monstrous people doing monstrous things, but by cooperating with our autonomic nervous system, we can have the creative genius to respond as skillfully as possible to whatever monstrous situations are hurled at us. Or if you prefer Shakespeare, so that we can deal skillfully with the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Having completed our opening recitation, or explanation, let us now shift gears. One moment first, I just want to make sure I didn't make a boo-boo, and let's go back over here, and right, okay, everything's cool. It is Luke Skywalker Friday afternoon. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after about 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Dzogchen Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. As we feel air, the easiest way for us to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each time we feel air enter our nostrils. And the easiest way for us to practice meditation, the most efficient way, is for us to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb rest each time we feel air exit our nostrils. Sometimes the metaphoric free fall that is meditation can trigger our controlling tendencies and make us rather miserable. A useful antidote for that is to play with a variation of Bengali crease counting. Let us rest the tip of our left thumb upon the lowest set of creases of its little finger, thus keeping track of our first set of 16 inhalations. Let's rest this hand palms up in our lap. Every time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this as we inhale through our nostrils, we can advance our right thumb up the creases and tips of each of its fingers, beginning with the little. Let's try this together right now. Having run out of places to count with my right thumb, we return to our left hand and advance our left thumb There you go. Now you get the basic idea of how you could count 16 sets of 16 inhalations each. By resting the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger upon the tip of our left index finger, palms up in our lap, we give a signal to our body that gently invites our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce at the crown of our head. Don't worry, the antidote to feeling overwhelmed is repetition. Meditate with me once every 12 hours or so, and within a week or two, this system you could master. The fourth enlightenment factor is joy. Here are 3 hacks for joy. During our first inhalation, we could gently notice the corners of our mouth. During our second inhalation, we could gently notice the apples of our cheeks. During the third inhalation, we could gently notice the crow's feet of our eyes. The third enlightenment factor is energy, and it is enhanced when we momentarily notice how tall we sit. The fifth enlightenment factor is tranquility, and it is enhanced when we relax in harmony with our exhalation. So just as the first enlightenment factor is mindfulness, the sixth enlightenment factor is coalescence. As our breath coalesces through our nostrils into our body, likewise our perceptions, emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings coalesce in our mind. So for the remaining 12 inhalations, we could passively notice our nostrils, not mistaking this for concentration. For where concentration is rigid, mindfulness is very, very flexible. One moment you're noticing your nostrils, the next minute you're experiencing a waking dream wherein you're having coffee with Dr. Zaius from Planet of the Apes. When that happens, you do not fight it, you simply watch it and relax. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 3.5 hours, I would very much like to return, lead today's 4th session of instruction, and then meditating like a Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.